Thanks for joining today's snapshot for April 9th. I'm so happy to tell you that we are one big step closer to having a new pastor at Dr. Martin Luther Church. Last night, the call committee, which is extremely diligent and faithful, recommended a pastor to the church council, which unanimously received the recommendation. I can't tell you the person's name because the Synod has very firm and good rules about putting the names of candidates on social media, and this gets posted on Facebook and on the webpage. But I will tell you that the person who was recommended is a gifted woman who has a lot of experience in a lot of areas. She meets all of the categories of need and interest that we highlighted in the Mission Exploration Team report. Wants to work as a team member with collaboration, as well as being a leader. She's very experienced, as I said, in a lot of areas and very enthused about coming to Dr. Martin Luther Church. We will say more about her on Sunday, including her name and more details verbally. And then a letter will go out early next week, both in hard copy and online, letting people know all of the details about her biography. We will have a special meeting on May 2nd to call her at 11:30, assuming that you all agree with the recommendation of the call committee and the affirmation of the council. Today, April 9th, is the death date of a very important person in the 20th century, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who died at age 39. A year earlier, before his death, he had been part of a failed attempt on Hitler's life. It was discovered that he was part of the plot. Bonhoeffer was a Lutheran pastor, part of the Confessing Church of Germany, a pacifist, interestingly, who headed up a seminary. He was a pastor of two small churches starting out. He wrote a book called Life Together about the seminary that he was the head of. And it's one of the most beautiful books about community life as a people of faith that you can possibly read. I remember where I read it in a park in Hyde Park, Chicago, when I was in the seminary, and I've loved that book ever since. He went to the US during Hitler's rise, but rather than seeking refuge in the United States, he went back to Germany to be part of the resistance. Interestingly, he was a pacifist, so, as I may have mentioned, but he felt it important to get rid of Hitler, that was more important than his pacifist principles. He ultimately is being remembered as a person of faith, prayer, and writing, and strong vocational sense as a Christian. His book, Letters and Papers from Prison, is a beautiful book. He was imprisoned in Buchenwald and then ultimately at Flossenburg prison, where he was hanged on this day in 1945, 1 year after the attempt on Hitler's life. Close with this prayer. Let us ever walk with Jesus, follow his example pure, through a world that would deceive us, and to sin our spirits lure. Onward in his footsteps treading, pilgrims here, our home above, full of faith and hope and love. Let us do our Father's bidding, faithful Lord, with me abide. I shall follow where you guide. God bless you today.